Paul, have you ever heard of the saying barbarians at the gate? Fall of the Roman Empire? So there were actually barbarians at the gate of the Roman Empire? And, okay. So it was a clash between the Roman elite and the barbarian Goths. And when those two worlds collided, the Romans were no more. Yeah, I know Rome wasn't built in a day. Oh, so what you're saying is Rome wasn't destroyed in a day either. Okay. Welcome to another episode of the Mighty Code Coder. I'm Rob Fitzgerald, and I'm here to make you great and help you innovate. In this episode, we will talk about detecting collisions. I will show you how to edit your hit detection when colliding with other objects in your world, and how to make those encounters more or less sensitive. And like barbarians at the gate, I will show you how to make your objects become an opposing force. And when you collide with them, you will fall. Next, we'll add a wake and spawn component to create a kind of Trojan Horse style strategy to help increase the chances of a barbarian takeover. Look, I originally started studying hit detection in the early days of Flash, when Flash games were all the rage on the internet. Unfortunately, as everyone knows, Flash exited by the way of the Romans under crushing pressure from Apple and HTML5. More on that later. Hit detection, however, is still used in computers, especially in video games. Can you remember playing a video game or online game without some kind of collision detection? Probably not. So BuildBox put this topic right at the top of the list, and you just can't do without it. I love it. Paul loves it. Let's get started. First, let's open BuildBox. BUI. Okay. And here comes BuildBox. Welcome screen. Don't forget to look at some of these trends. All right. Open up the tutorial that we've been working on. And we'll go right into the first world here. And let me put this up over here and make it larger for you guys. All right. And put it right down over here. There we go. All right. So you remember our scene editor. The first thing we want to do is talk about the collision detection of this. I'm holding spacebar of this character right here. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to go ahead into our object panel over here. Okay, I think the BuildBox called it asset panel, but I'll call it object because in computer science I feel that's a better term. And so if I go edit, and I have in here a small, so you'll see my character is pink, and then this round circle that's a transparent or opaque orange. Okay, so that's the actual hit detection. So without that, my character would go through this world, wouldn't even hit the sidebars or the platforms. All right, so I got to make this more exact, because the first thing you notice, it probably wasn't exact, and you're probably wondering why. And I want to give it some leeway, so I don't want to make it so strict. Okay, so every little thing, every pixel that it detects something else, it explodes. I'm going to give it a little leeway, so I'm going to shrink it down a little bit like that. Okay, I'm holding spacebar to scroll in and out, and so don't forget some of those keys. So there you go. So now I have a shape. If you want, you can also click on this. It'll reset things to the original. Okay. And so if I make this thing really large, and I can hit reset, and it'll go back down to where it should be. Okay. So that's nice. Okay. So let's go ahead and play that. You'll see now I have hit detection. However, we should probably see if we have a hit detection in the enemy also. All right, so I'll go enemy. And we'll click on this. The last time we did mountain, so you can see that it's just a triangle, and we leave a lot of this not detected. So we could go ahead and take these handles and spread them out kind of like this. If I wanted to, I could add another one. If I hit this plus sign here, you'll see that it adds another one. It adds it right after the one you just selected. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put one here, and then I'm going to add another one, and you see how it turns red? It's red because it's not convex. It has to be convex or not. It's just too much processing power for the computer. So it wants to make sure we're something like this. And later on, I'm going to show you how to make it more exact by breaking apart the mountains. But for right now, that's pretty good. I gave it a little leeway, and we'll just stay with that. Okay, so I'll scroll back, and more on that shape editor in a second. But for right now, let's just go ahead and make sure this game works. So I hit play. I'm going to hold shift down and make this a little bit smaller. All right, there you go. And I'm going to go ahead and hit start. And so you see there it goes. And let's see if I get close. See, I get real close and it doesn't explode. That time I got too close and boom, I'm done. Okay, so that's first the collision editor. Very nice, very easy to edit. Okay, and now I'm going to try and show you some other ways to see if your hit detections are right on, which is I could go ahead and hit debug mode. All right, so if I hit debug mode, I'm going to hit my space bar again and scroll out so you can see the whole game here. You can see where all the detection is. So here's the mountains, and you see those are the hit detections. So if you're having some kind of collision problem, hit the debugger so you can see maybe it's in your hit detection is what's going on. I have students all the time say, hey, when I'm playing my game, I die for no apparent reason. I have nothing there, but I'm dying. And so you turn this on, turns out they have a hit detection, maybe without even an image. So you could have one without even an image. And sometimes, or the image can be opaque, all right? So you turn the opacity all the way down so you don't see it, but the hit detection's still there. All right, so turn the bug on for debugging, all right? And so let's now add a new enemy to our game, all right? So this is exciting. So I'm going to go back to our folder, go to Finder, create a new window. You'll see the folder right here in my favorites. I'm going to go to New Enemies, and this square enemy is a animation sequence. So I'm going to grab all these animations, okay, and I'm going to drag them right over here into Object, and it's really nice. The only problem with that is if you look at the scene editor, I just put that in my start. Okay, so when I start the game, it has a section or a scene, and that comes around once. But I want this enemy to be in my game multiple times. So I'm going to put it in scene 1, and scene 1 randomly comes back up, and you could have more enemies. All right, so let's go ahead and scroll back. I'm going to click on that, hit Command X. I'm going to go to 1 and go Command V, paste it right in 1. Now it should come up all the time. So let me go ahead and run that, and you can see that he's in scene 1. Now the problem with this is that scene 1 since it's random, it enters the scenes randomly, and I have 5 scenes here. It could be a while before it randomly shows up. Okay, and I don't want to waste your time scrolling through this, waiting for scene 1 to show up randomly. There it is, it finally shows up. Okay, so what I could do is solo a scene out. So if I click on this scene and hit S, you'll see that now it's blue and it's soloed out, so only one will show. So let me go ahead and run this. And again, I probably shouldn't have shut it. My problem is that I'm shutting this thing, and I don't need to. You'll see that BuildBox will make changes without shutting this player. Okay, so I'm going to start, and there's a start scene, and here's 1. All right, now there's a problem, because this looks like a death machine, but I hit it and nothing happens to me. So we got to fix some stuff here, okay? All right, so first of all, let's go ahead and go into that enemy's shape editor and see there's a shape editor and it's a square, and I feel like it's too big. Now, if you go to this up here, remember we want to try to give leeway. If I go up here, I can make this a circle, and it automatically put a circle, and it kind of detects where you want that circle, and it's kind of nice because it leaves leeway. Those spikes are kind of free, so I really got to hit that thing to go. So let's stay with that. All right, And again, if you wanted to switch it back to polygon, it'll do that. If I made that polygon bigger and I want to reset, it'll do that. Same thing with the circle. All right, so don't be afraid to play around with that. And if you get lost, just reset it. Okay, so there's that. Now that's one thing. And you can see if I turn my debugger on, I have there's the red hit area. That's really nice. Okay, however, I still had a problem. There's one more thing I have to do to make that an enemy or make it attack me or make it be a barbarian. Okay, and that is if I click on it, this right here, okay, this enemy right here was a default platform. So when we put it in a game, it is a platform. It's like these right here. Okay, you don't want it to be those. You want it to be an enemy. So if I just easily just click down and put enemy, that will be enough to make it react like the mountain. So I'll play it. Oops, I guess I shut that again, huh? All right, and there it is. And let me, all right, retry it. I'm still soloed on one. Should show up here. There it is. Boom. Okay, it's an enemy. Pretty awesome. But it's pretty easy to get around if it just stood there. So let's add some action. Let's add some movement into it. I just closed it again. I should have did that. All right, so if I click this, you'll see that I have linear and angular velocity here. Okay, so this is the x-axis here. I'll put 2 in. This is the y-axis too. And it works just like your math classes, the x and y. Okay, the x and y in your math classes are positive x goes right, negative x goes left, positive y goes up, negative y goes down. So it works the same way. So I'm going to have this move 2 and 2. Okay, and let's go ahead and play that and see. And this time, make sure I leave this box open because I'm having to resize it every time. All right, and I don't want to do that again. I guess in order to make sure this thing stays, I should probably make this thing smaller. So it's off. There you go. So we'll do something like that. All right, so start. And now you'll see it'll be moved 2 and 2. So it should be up. There it is. Going to the right, up and to the right. Now it doesn't look like it's going up because I'm going up in the game, but it is going up and to the right. Okay. And if I did -2, all right, let's go -2 and -2. Okay. Yeah, so then if I go back to my, I closed it. You guys know, you guys saw that. You guys saw that. You're saying, don't close it. All right, and I closed it. And here I go. And let's start it. And it should be going now down to the left. See how it's going down to the left? So it's nice. So you get some movement, but it's still kind of easy to get around. So it'd be nice if I had maybe some angular movement on it too, or some randomness. So if I actually put this from, let's say, 0 to 10, okay, on the x, and 0, let me scroll in so you guys can see what I'm doing, all right, to 10. This would actually pick a random number to move it from -10 to 10. So to the right, to the left, up and down, 10 to -10, all right, randomly. So this over here, the right side is the randomizer, okay? So randomizing stuff in your game is awesome. And then if I go angular velocity, if I go 100 here, you'll see now this thing will actually have some spin to it. So here I go, out of start scene into 1 randomly. See it moving? So now that's getting a little harder to get around, isn't it? Now remember, if I go something smaller, you can actually, it'll actually go in bigger circles, okay? So see how big that circle is? So big you almost don't even think it's curving, but it looks kind of like a slider. Okay, there it is. It's really a slow, big circle. All right, I'm finally not shutting that, so it's nice. All right, so if I go back to this, and now I like that at 100, and let's keep it random. So I'm going to go 50 to 100. So randomly we'll move in tight circles to tighter circles. All right, so the next part I want to talk to you about is add components. So I'm going to go right back here behind Paul. sorry, Paul, not like that, but I'm going to go back here and I'm going to use this weight component. Now you can't see that, so I'm going to actually scroll it out this way. All right, Paul, relax, man. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add a weight component. And so you see if I go ahead and say, let's make a distance base, and let's say as I get closer to him, kind of like a Trojan horse, then he awakes and attacks, okay? And then I could say, go back to sleep when I'm about 200 past you, or away from you. Okay, so let's see how that works. All right, put that back over there and play it. And let's see if he does that. So looks like he's just sitting there, and then all of a sudden he goes. And then I'm 200 away and he stops. Okay, see how he's stopping? That's working nice. Okay, really good. So we're just about done here. So let's see if I can get this thing ready. One more random movement, and I just shut that again, and that's not good. I'm now going to add yeah, I know, Paul, sorry. I'm going back, and I'm going to add a spawner. Okay, so click, and I'm going to spawn. And now it spawns at a rate of 1 second, every 1 second. And then I could pick how many I want to spawn. So I could go from 0, let's say, to 5. Okay, so that should add some pretty good randomness. So I'm going to go ahead and play that now. All right, put this back over here, play it, and you're going to see that now you need a little more skill to get around this guy. And our game's really progressing. Okay, here he is, and then he shows up. Okay, just 1. It came really at me with that tight. Oh, that time 2. Okay, and so it's real random. His movement's random. His wake is late, so it's late. It's happening late, so I can't expect what's going to happen. And I got to be really quick with my reflexes, so it adds a lot of skill to your game. So really, really nice stuff. Okay, so I think that's going to do it for this edition. So we basically worked with collision detection, added some linear and angular movement, and we also added a wake and spawner component, and our game's off to a good start. Okay, so that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed collision detection. Now go out there and stand guard, because there could be enemies at the gate. And when you collide with them, well, you know what happens. See you next time. What, Paul? Yes, the bell will tell them when I post another video. If they have questions, they can leave comments below or go to our website at www.themightycodecoder.com or find me on Twitter at mightycodecoder.com. Okay? All right. We will see you next time.